This podcast is sponsored by Talkspace. You know when you're really stressed or not feeling so great about your life or about yourself? Talking to someone who understands can really help. But who is that person? How do you find them? Where do you even start? Talkspace. Talkspace makes it easy to get the support you need. With Talkspace, you can go online, answer a few questions about your preferences, and be matched with a therapist. And because you'll meet your therapist online, you don't have to take time off work or arrange childcare. You'll meet on your schedule, wherever you feel most at ease. If you're depressed, stressed, struggling with a relationship, or if you want some counseling for you and your partner, or just need a little extra one-on-one support, Talkspace is here for you. Plus, Talkspace works with most major insurers, and most insured members have a $0 copay. No insurance? No problem. Now get $80 off of your first month with promo code SPACE80 when you go to Talkspace.com. Match with a licensed therapist today at Talkspace.com. Save $80 with code SPACE80 at Talkspace.com.
If you're a facilities manager at a warehouse and your HVAC system goes down, it can turn up the heat, literally. But don't sweat it, Grainger has you covered. Grainger offers over 1 million industrial-grade products for all your operations, including warehouse HVAC maintenance. And even better, they offer access to experts and fast delivery, so you and your warehouse can both keep your cool. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hello and welcome to 1865, the Nottingham Forest podcast. It's the Maradona of the Midlands here with our women's football show. It was another amazing weekend for the Forest women with a big result. Over to Rich to talk you through it.
Thanks a lot, Maradona, and it's good to join you once again. And yes, as you said, it was an absolutely stunning victory for Forest's women's team at the weekend. They were hosting Stourbridge, and it was another game at the City Ground, and they were looking to make it 5 wins out of 5. And once again, the spectacle, the aura of playing at the City Ground obviously did the trick, because Forest absolutely blew the visitors away. They were dominant throughout. Nut Johnson had a go on goal from distance, but it went over the bar. But then, after chances by Millie Chandarana and Johnson again, who hit the post this time, Forest actually got their reward when Sophie Domingo managed to get past the keeper. The loose ball fell to Charlie Wellings, and Wellings put the ball away. The advantage was doubled just after half an hour when Johnson tapped home her 4th goal of the season at the back post, which is no mean feat for a defender. And then Molly Green took what was an absolutely stunning free kick. It was 25 yards out and it was just brilliantly placed. And check it out. It's on Forest social media feeds if you haven't seen it yet. And that was it at half-time. It was actually 3-0. Forest had chances to try and extend that lead. Bridget Galloway and Nat Johnson had opportunities from close range, but at half-time it was 3-0. And that brought a triple change at the break, which I guess is a luxurious position to be in. So Holly Manders, Holly Olding and Mel Johnson all came in. And Mel Johnson, as you'd expect from a number 9, was in the thick of the action straight away, hitting the side netting. She then set up Domingo, and Domingo scored her 2nd goal by slotting past the keeper. And Domingo then made no mistake by getting the Reds 5th to score at the Trent end. Later on, an error from the Stourbridge back line saw Holly Manders able to get Forest's 6th goal, and then Mel Johnson got her name on the score sheet in the last 10 minutes. And then it was a memorable moment for Forest number 7 as Sophie Domingo slotted home her 3rd of the match, her first hat-trick in a red shirt. And even then, it wasn't over. In stoppage time, Mel Johnson got herself her 2nd goal of the match, finding the bottom corner in stoppage time, and it ended up astonishingly 9-0 to Forest women. In just a second, we'll talk a little bit more about what that does for the table and a couple of other bits of news, so stick with us.
I'm Victoria Cash. Thanks for calling the Lucky Land Hotline. If you feel like you do the same thing every day, press 1. If you're ready to have some serious fun for the chance to redeem some serious prizes, press 2. We heard you loud and clear. So go to LuckyLandSlots.com right now and play over 100 social casino-style games for free. Get lucky today at LuckyLandSlots.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
You're listening to 1865, the Nottingham Forest podcast.
Welcome back to 1865, the Nottingham Forest podcast. And obviously a very, very big result, the latest in a long line of big results for the women's team at the weekend against Stourbridge. And last week, myself and Amilca were just marvelling about the fact that Forest can have scored so many goals and won so many matches and not be top of the table. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that has changed. Forest are the only team with a 100% record. Rugby Borough and Burnley have now lost matches. And so Forest sit top of the table with 4 wins out of 4, 12 points and a mammoth goal difference of 24. Quite astonishing stuff there from the team. Also going on with Forest is that the draw has been made for the FA Women's National League Cup. The tie will be played at the end of September on Sunday the 29th, and it will be against Cheadletown Stingers. Ticket details will be announced fairly soon, and then also worth pointing out that the next match is actually a relatively top-of-the-table clash. This is one, again, taking place at the City Ground on Sunday as Forest women take on Burnley in the Northern Premier Division. Obviously, it would be a real statement of intent if they can beat another team who've had a strong start to the season, albeit not as strong as the Reds. So that's going to be one to get down to. And then the final piece of news from the Forest women's team is that the player of the month has been announced, and it is hat-trick hero, the aforementioned number 7, Sophie Domingo. She's been voted by supporters as the Eon Next Women's Player of the Month for August. She's got... She scored the first goal at the City Ground this season. She's just got a hat-trick. And congratulations to Sophie. One other news line as well, which is related to women's sport but not to the football, and that is that Forest Netball have appointed an assistant coach, Shona Forbes, who has joined the first team staff alongside the head coach, Chelsea Pittman. She's had 20 years of coaching experience, including national and international roles, most recently as head coach of Northern Ireland Warriors. So some real, as we discussed again in previous podcasts, some real big moments coming up in terms of Forest putting money and resources into women's sport and getting involved in the community as well. So lots and lots to report upon then. In the meantime, thank you very much for joining this particular podcast. It's back to Maradona.
Thanks a lot, Rich. We'll be back with your Friday 5 news roundup at the end of the week before the big trip to Anfield at the weekend. We hope you can join us then. Thanks for listening.
This podcast is part of the Sports Social Podcast Network.